I'm Melissa and I'm a certified esthetician here at ShopEco in Tecumseh, Ontario, and I'm here answering one of your videos today on makeup. So we have a great way for you to have the opportunity to earn a $25 ShopEco gift certificate with us. So stay tuned to the end to find out how you can do that. So today's question comes to us from a longtime follower named Donalda. So thank you so much for your question today, Donalda. You'll get a $25 ShopEco gift certificate. So her question actually comes as a follow-up to one of my earlier videos. So she ended up asking in the comment section that you mentioned your lids sit heavy, and I have that issue. I can't even wear mascara anymore as it smears. How do you apply your mascara and what products do you use to avoid smearing? And she says that she thinks I may have mentioned something about concealer. So this is a great question. Thank you so much for it, Donalda. I know that a lot of us struggle with this. Sometimes it has to do just with the general shape of your eye and your eyelids. I've always been this way, where you can see that my upper eyelids sit heavy onto my lower eyelids, almost where that lower lid disappears when I'm looking straight at you. So my crease really gets buried underneath the puff. So makeup, what can happen is makeup can pool in that area and move and migrate there throughout the day. And this usually actually increases as we mature because our structural scaffolding and our collagen elastins start to deplete, so the eyelids can sit heavier. So this is actually something that a lot of people struggle with, especially as we mature. So this is a very great question. So I do have a lot of tips and tricks that can help make your life a little easier. I personally still experience a little bit of movement throughout the day, but I'm a combination skin type, so I'm pretty accustomed to makeup moving to fine lines if I'm not on top of it as well as I should be, with the secret ingredient being setting powder. But overall, I find that it's helped to decrease the movement. This is something I've experienced even when I was working in the conventional industry with mainstream makeup brands. It's just something that's happened. I've tried primers. Maybe I just hadn't found the holy grail in the conventional world that prevented as much movement, but it's just something that I experience. It's normal. It's just an eye shape, and it's not something that I worry about too much. But if your mascara is smearing to the point where you're not enjoying it anymore, then we need to help you make sure that you're able to do that. I just happen to know Donalda. She's an eyeglass wearer. Eyeglass wearers tend to find makeup can move around on them a little bit more because those glasses hold in some heat. So not only is it your natural body heat with that puff hanging over the lower lid that creates a bit of heat, but then you have the glasses that are holding a little bit in. With the mask wearing, a lot of you that are wearing eyeglasses, I know you've experienced this. My husband wears glasses and he's been very frustrated where they fog up because of just the direction of airflow and just what happens when you're wearing a mask. So you're probably noticing it's getting worse right now, Donalda, and anybody else that's experiencing this in recent years because of the mask wearing on top of wearing eyeglasses. So that is something that can exacerbate this. I just want to give you some tips. There's not much we can do. We just have to get through it, but that is something that's going to not make life any easier. So in terms of mascara, the two that I find that most of our customers that have smudging issues with that do really well is Ficlo and Sappho. We do have some other brands, but these are the ones that people turn towards. So Ficlo Beauty has a fantastic mascara. It has rice bran wax in it. This is not the most current wand. Their most current wand has a little lash comb on it. It's really cool, but you get the idea. So it is a little bit more about volumizing, and there is a comb to make sure you don't have any clumps and to really help with lengthening. But the creator of this, Anna, who lives in Florida now, finds that when she's swimming in her pool or in the ocean, when she surfaces, as long as she doesn't touch her eye area, her makeup stays put. So for some people, they're doing really well with that one. The vast majority of our customers come in and tell us that Sappho Cosmetics out of British Columbia, this mascara here, is the holy grail. For whatever reason, the formulation, this is the wand just so you can see it is a nice comb. It's very soft silicone. So it's really, really helpful to prevent smudging. So 9 times out of 10, when you switch to the Sappho mascara, we're finding that most people are getting the smoothness that they need. And the nice thing with Sappho is that you can let it dry between layers. So Joanne Fowler, who created it, even says like you can let it dry, go work on another part of your face, then come back and add another layer of mascara on, and you can even build up from there. So I would encourage you, if you haven't tried the Sappho mascara yet, to definitely move into that one and see where it takes you, because that might just be a quick, keep it simple solution for you. The other thing that I highly recommend, and I kind of find is the key to keeping makeup from moving, I probably mentioned Denali concealer in terms of it moving around. So if I don't use setting powder, I get, I'm trying to see if you can see, I get fine lines right through here, or I have fine lines, I don't get, they're there. I have fine lines right, not even these ones, they're like right underneath that the makeup will try to pull towards if I don't use setting powder. And it even helps with my eyelids to use setting powder. I have really dark circles all the way around my eyes. So it is great if you're using concealer to be strategic as we mature, to just put it where the darkest point usually is, because when you go out this way into those smile lines, it can really sit there and it will show them off more. I'm one of those people, I've always had dark circles. I'm going to have dark circles forever, and I have to go all the way around, including onto my eyelid, because they look very veiny. You just can see the capillaries, the skin's very thin there. So I go all the way around my eye, and as I mature, it's just what I'm going to battle with, and I would rather cover the dark than worry about the lines maybe being accentuated. But the trick is to use a good setting powder to keep it from moving into those lines and looking like a cakey mess. So that will still help you with your eyeliner and with your mascara as well. So we have some great options. Fit Glow Beauty offers a really great one and done solution. It's refillable, so this bottom you can change out. We have it in translucent in several different colors to give you a light finish of color. It won't give you like a pressed powdered amount of coverage with the coloring. And then it has the built-in brush that you can wash as well, and it's very easy to work with. So you just pump that up and down, and I bet you can see some of the powder flicking down. That primes it, and then you can use this to set makeup all over your face, and it's great to throw in your purse. I have all the tools at home. I have a giant purse. It's like a Mary Poppins bag, so I am not concerned about that. I like the convenience of the silky setting powder from Sappho. I just tap a little into the lid. I'll do that right now. And then just use a great brush. The dual-ended concealing brush from Fit Glow Beauty is fantastic. So you can use it in multiple different ways. You could use both ends for concealing. You can use one end for concealing and one end for doing the powder work. The choice is yours. Tools have rules, but I find that tools also don't. You can use them very versatilely. So you're the artist for you. You just got to figure out what's going to feel comfortable. And when you come here, you can play with our testers and like see what feels good for you. So I'm going to show you, for example, so I already have my concealer on for the day. I have Sappho's Cream Concealer in Light on. I'm gonna just put some Fit Glow Beauty Peach Corrector on. Now, normally you could do a corrector first, followed by your concealer or the corrector on its own. I find it's very forgiving. This color is really great to work with. I like it a lot. So let's see if I can do this. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on there to show you. And blend. And you can see it actually is hiding the dark circle even more. I guess I should keep it even, guys, before my work day. I'll have to check this in the real mirror before I go back, but it looks pretty good. I love this stuff. Peach Corrector, I think, is one of my favorite correctors on the face of this earth. So get a little corrector on there. If I were working from scratch, I'd go all the way around my eye. I'm gonna just grab some powder, and I'm just gonna kind of like press and pat through there gently. Just make sure it's gonna stay in place throughout the day. And then of course, when I put my concealer on, that's when I already did my dusting of setting powder, but you can just go right over top because it's setting powder. It's not really colored, it's more translucent. It's not gonna really change your makeup work up. And just go through that puff area, and that can really help both for your concealing work but also for your mascara, because that's where the oils pool. So we have the oils on our face but also the oils in our oil gland in the lash line there that can kind of contribute to that. Plus just the heat creates warmth and moisture right in that area, so that's going to help a lot. So Always reach for your setting powder, start there. With the mascara, one trick that I learned many, many moons ago, I don't remember where, it could have been even from one of our makeup brands, but it was a great tip. And I know some of my customers and clients use this one, is when you're putting on your makeup and your mascara, put your mascara on, let it dry, and then put setting powder actually across your lashes. I know that sounds weird, but you're going to powder your lashes and then put one more coat of mascara on. And again, for some people, that's really a fantastic way to lock in your makeup and keep it from moving. So I definitely recommend giving that a shot as well. In terms of lining, I find that pencils move around a little bit more so than a liquid liner. I find if you use a little bit of eyeshadow to line before or after on top of your pencil line, it helps to keep it in place a little bit better. It's kind of like using a setting powder, but in a color. It's kind of like lining your lips, but you're using a shadow. So that's another way to keep those products from migrating into your lash line as well. But liquid liner actually is fantastic. I find that liquid liner lasts a little bit better than a pencil, especially from the natural world, because we aren't using some of the ingredients that you use in the conventional industry to keep the mascara in place or the liners in place the same way. So I find if you're struggling, a liquid liner could actually be your BFF to try as a resource to prevent movement. And then when you're using your beauty products before you put your makeup on, make sure that they've had time to soak in. It doesn't need a ton of time, but you don't want to like instantly jump into it, especially if you're having these issues. If you're using a lot of oils in the morning before you put your makeup on, then try to keep them further away from this orbital space here around the eye. So try not to go into that area with your facial oils, or if you're using a very rich moisturizer, try to keep it back a little bit further. I know I'm very much about the massaging, but this is one of those instances where patting in this eye or in this region of your face might be best, because then you're not, you know, forgetting and over touching that part of your face. And then be careful with your eye creams. If you're using a really oily eye cream, some of them out there in the natural world are very oily. I don't think anything that we have on our shelves right now is like that, but I know some people sometimes use products not from our shelves, and that could be part of the culprit as well. If you're using something that's a DIY project, it could be not balanced well. Even some eye creams, if it's just your eye shape and you're like me where you can run a little bit warm sometimes, or if you have a little bit more of a combination of oily skin, it might just be that it's too much for you in the daytime. So for sure, put your eye cream at night, or you could just make sure that you're working a little bit further back than you might normally doing. It's not that you want to be like right under here in general, or on this part of your eyelid. When I go up, I go into the brow bone area, but you want to make sure that maybe you're staying a little bit further back and just focusing more on these lines. So keep that in mind with your skincare as well. Like, how could that be affecting what you're doing? Did you give it enough time to sink in? Are you using anything that's too heavy? Did you put anything that's too much on the eye area? Because that can definitely affect how you're putting things on. But for sure, setting powder is kind of the magic. The two mascaras I mentioned, especially the Sappho one, that mascara seems to be the golden child for those of us that smudge. Trying a liquid liner, playing around with pencil layered with an eyeshadow can make a difference. So there are several ways that we can do it, but definitely grab the Figlo Beauty Lash and Brow Serum to just condition and protect, so that way it's not drying them out or creating any issues. But otherwise, I hope that those tips helped you a little bit. Otherwise, you know, midday, what I do after my shifts here, yes, it's more than midday, but you know, early afternoon is I just touch up, or you know, bring a few things with me. I've kind of gotten used to that. My shadows stay pretty well in place, but I might have to, like with my pencil, redraw a little bit of my line or touch up some of my lashes. If you see me in real life, my lower lashes actually touch the skin underneath pretty tightly. It's just something that can happen. So that might be something that you just need to carry your mascara for a light touch up. But otherwise at this point, like, it doesn't ruin my life. It's not frustrating. I don't look like a raccoon. I'm not a hot mess. Nobody's commenting on it. So I find that, again, these tips have done a good job that I could live my life with the genetic shape that I've been blessed with, and with, you know, the march of time, that it makes it a lot easier to maintain. So I hope this helps, Donalda. Thank you so much for your question. If you have any other questions or tips related to this, or need personalization, please feel free to reach out, whether it be by phone, coming and booking, you know, an in-person conversation, or even a virtual appointment. I would love to make sure that you're getting what you need based off of your personal experience, because we're all a little bit different. Beauty isn't one size fits all. Even men can go through this. So, you know, I'm here for you. Please hit me up. So thank you. Now, if you want your chance at a $25 ShopEco gift certificate, it's really easy. All you have to do is in the comments section is leave us your questions, or what you know, topic ideas, what you would like to hear us talk on, whether it be about business, wellness, life in general. You know, we're going through some things in the world right now, beauty, makeup, skincare, whatever it is you would like to hear us talk on. Leave it in the comments, let us know, and if we choose your idea for an upcoming video, you'll get a $25 gift certificate from us. And this offer is valid for Canadians. Unfortunately, it does exclude Quebec because your laws are a little tricky there, and the United States. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will talk again soon. Bye.